Greetings, Earthlings. It is I, Robo-Lizard, and today I will be talking to you about another free-to-play game, a fun game and a deep game, called Realm Grinder. Now, when I first started playing this game, my initial reaction was, well, this is simple and kinda stupid. And let me tell you, this game is deceptively deep. It actually looks really simple, and in many ways it is. The basic gameplay is actually very simple, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its depth, and let me tell you why. You see all these upgrades here, and this ability to excavate, and these trophies that you can unlock, and now I've got these challenges here, and basically a lot of this stuff wasn't there when I started. It just kind of appears as you play, and they just keep adding new layers to it. But essentially the basic gameplay is the same. You buy these buildings and you upgrade them. You don't place them or anything like in other games such as Warcraft or whatever. You don't like actually individually interact with the buildings. It's really just more about having the buildings and upgrading them, and that increases your production, which in turn allows you to farm gems, which increases your production, which unlocks other things, which allows you to increase your production, and oh my god, it's just freaking out of control. It's, it's just one of those kind of things. It has an addictive quality to it. As you play, you just unlock these new layers. So proof of evil deed. I'm gonna go with evil faction, because it's the one that I've actually played the least, and I want to kind of balance out the time spent with the different factions, because there's one of the trophies that you unlock that has to do with that. I happen to know because I looked it up. Anyways, so as you can see, now that I've allied with the evil side, I can take these here buildings, these red, sinister, evil buildings. Just remember, guys, if it's red, it's evil. So be sure to avoid tomatoes and strawberries and things like that. Okay. Alright, so perfect. So as you can see, I've got these buildings here. I buy them in groups of 100, and the more you have, like kind of the more advanced they appear in this background. But other than that, the background is really just that. It's just a background. You can click on it and it gives you coins, different kinds of coins, just your basic standard gold. But you also get these like drow, undead, goblin, demon, etc. As represented down here in the bottom left corner, these are your faction coins, which are required to purchase some of these upgrades. But most of the upgrades just cost some of your gold, as seen in the bottom left hand corner, right here. So see, this one for example increases gem power. I have 162 octillion gems, so bam, they just got more productive. Ruby power, you pick up rubies, they power up your account as you go. You get that through excavating. Here you have the heritage. This is by playing the different factions. Each one unlocks a heritage as you play. So here's the fairy heritage. The fairies are all about the cheap starter buildings like farms, inns, and blacksmiths. Anyways, taking all of them, but I'm just going to give you a brief sort of brief description of what each thing does. So Elven Heritage increases your chance to find faction coins. Obviously, I want that. Increase mana regeneration. Obviously, I want that. Increases production of all buildings based on the amount of gems you own. Well, duh. Of course I want all of these things. Undead Heritage. You gain additional assistance based on the time spent in this game. Yes, please. Demonic Heritage increases the production of all buildings by 3% per Hall of Legends you own. So on and so forth. So those are the heritage upgrades that I've just purchased to empower my little civilization here. I have still not allied with one of the factions yet. Wow. Let's go with goblins. I like the goblins. They're kind of all about faction coins. So things like Goblin's Friendship Pact, that basically gives you access to the copper, silver, and gold Goblin Upgrades. So as you can see here, we have this, which further increases production of all buildings based on the amount of faction coins found in this game. Well, it turns out that I've found a lot of them already, so... Oh yeah, over here we have spells. So Goblin's Greed is the one that I get by allying with the goblins, and I like this one. I have this automatic casting thing over here that I've unlocked. I'm going to use it to make Goblin's Greed just keep cycling over and over again, and bam, as you can see, my faction coins down here just spiked. Now I've got like almost 60,000 of all of them across the board. So that allows me to get these here heritage upgrades. Royal Exchange production bonus, yes please. Increase maximum mana by 1 every 15 buildings you own, yes please, clearly. And increase production of all buildings based on the highest amount of buildings purchased in a single game, yes please. So you see, the basic concept is actually really simplistic. Buy buildings, upgrade them. It's just that this game actually has so much depth, because when you re-roll your game, basically when you kind of demolish your civilization and make a new one, it benefits from previous games that you've played. You see all these wonderful upgrades here? They did not exist the first time I played. I had to unlock all this shit, but it was actually fairly simple. Just by playing, stuff unlocks, and then that can be added to future games. Every game now, like every game that I roll, I'm gonna have all of these upgrades now that I can add to my little society here. And it's the fun of unlocking everything, and just having all these options that just kind of makes it fun and interesting. A game that gives you lots of options and lots of stuff to unlock tends to be really addictive, because people have that Pokemon syndrome and they just want to catch them all. So that's what I have to say. I've mentioned in a previous video, game designers, if you're listening, unlockables, man. People fucking love that shit. Give them lots of things to unlock, and they will just want more. Alright then, so that rant is a rant. So I'm going to get back to the game here. Increase production of all buildings per slave pen. Yes, I have those. Increase production of all buildings based on the cost of witch conclaves. Yes, clearly I have those. Production bonus from gems is doubled. Yes, please. Increase production of all buildings, scaling off of orcish arenas. Yes, please. Increase production of buildings based on upgrades purchased. Well, that's what I'm doing. Each time you cast a spell, you also cast a free tax collection. Yes, please. Sounds great to me. I have this thing that's constantly casting Goblin's Greed, so that gives me free tax collection, which basically gives you 30 seconds worth of production. Like 30 seconds of what your buildings produce, bam, instantaneously. Alright? Increase faction coin chance based on the amount of witch conclaves you own. Yes, please. Green Fingers discount, gain coins randomly every 8 minutes, also works while offline. See, that's the cool thing about this game. This game will just continue to play itself while you're not even looking at it. It is what they call an idle game. I'm kind of new to the whole genre. I actually think they're pretty fun, and it's the kind of game that you can just play and fold your laundry at the same time. Or say you're working on a project or whatever, you're writing something, well, the game just continues to play while you're not even looking at it. So you can go ahead and write your thesis, fold your laundry, wash your dishes, sort your antique collection of strainers, of spaghetti strainers, just whatever the hell it is that you do for laughs and fun, or just whatever, business, whatever. This game will just keep on ticking, and it will just keep on playing itself while you are not even looking at it. I personally think that that is kind of cool. Alright, I get easily distracted, sorry guys, I go on these rants. Okay, so Dwarven Heritage, increase production of all buildings based on the amount of excavations you made. Yes please, although I've not made a lot of excavations yet, but I plan to. Okay, Dro Heritage, increases production of assistance based on the amount of royal exchanges you purchase this game. Take the Dro Heritage. Speaking of Dro, I have the Dro trade treaty here that I had to unlock, and now I can just go ahead and add Dro to my game. So I've got goblins plus Dro. Dro are the dark elves, which I believe originated from D&D mythology, I believe. I think the Dro made their debut in Dungeons & Dragons, but I could be wrong about that. If I am, please let me know. Alright, so Dro, Friendship Pact, all these things. This unlocks the different tiers of Dro Upgrades. So, such as increase the production of all buildings based on your total time spent being evil. That's my lowest playtime is evil. I've played more on good and neutral sides, but now I'm just kind of balancing it out, playing a little bit on the evil side, the dark side. The dark side. Okay, faction coin. Find chance based on the amount of assistants you own. Yes, please. Increase production of all buildings by 750% while you have no spells active or offline. Also further increase offline production by the same amount. Yes, please. So that's all of those that I can get right now. But as you can see, I have so many other things here that I can just unlock. It all just costs gold for the most part. So you've got increase all neutral buildings production, obviously. Increase more neutral building production, fine. Evil buildings, the scary red buildings. Give a little boost to those with Villainous Certificate. Why not? Sturdy Treasure increases base clicking reward by +4 while offline generates 1 click per second. That's cool, because at any point you can just click and you get different kinds of coins and stuff. You know. Filled Treasure, increase clicking reward by 25% and production of all buildings by 25%, obviously. Increase base clicking reward, yes please. And then you've got all these ones that are like farms. This one boosts your farms, this one boosts your inns. This one's for blacksmiths, this one's for slave pens, Orcish Arena, so on and so forth. This mana regen just unlocked. This is one of the Dro Upgrades. I definitely like that. I'm taking that. I mean, I'm taking all of them eventually, but I'm just giving you a bit of a rundown of what everything does. See, this here boosts your Halls of Legends. That's these buildings down here. And then you've got stuff like this here, increases production of... Wait, that does the same thing almost. Or whatever. They both affect Hall of Legends. This one increases mana regeneration. This one increases the production of all buildings by 1% per assistant you own. Increase clicking reward. Increase your chance to find faction coins. Increase royal exchange bonus. Increase production of all buildings. Instantly add 1 additional assistant. Assistants are basically just more passive coin generation. They act as buildings and they just farm for you basically. What was I up to? That one. Alright, so increase your chance to find faction coins by an additional 1%. Increase mana regeneration by 5%. Increase your base clicking reward by 1 million. Instantly add 10 coins. Goblin's Greed costs 150 less mana. Increase mana regeneration by 1 mana per second. And increase royal exchange. So now that I've just gone over all of this shit, I'm just going to go ahead and click buy all. So that's normally what you would do. Alright, so that greatly increased my production. So now you can see that these are no longer grayed out, so I can continue to purchase these. Buying more buildings. Blacksmiths, slave pens, Orcish arenas, witch conclaves, dark temples, necropolis, evil fortress, hell portal, halls of legends, more inns, more blacksmiths. So that increased my productivity. As you can see now, pretty much there's just a whole bunch of new shit here for me to upgrade, because every time you buy a 100 of a type of building, there's a new upgrade that appears for it. So that accounts for this boost to the farms, a boost to the inn, and so forth. Blacksmith, slave pen, Orcish arena. So it's really, really simple, as you can see. This game basically consists of buying buildings and upgrading them. And it's deceptively fun. Like I said, when I first picked up this game and I tried it, I was like, well, this is stupid. And then 15 minutes later, I found myself like, I just wanted to keep going. It's the basic simplicity of it, I think, that makes it fun. Plus the fact that you're constantly unlocking new stuff. Increase combo strike bonus, that's one of my abilities here. Increase maximum mana, that's wonderful. Blacksmith production, slave pen. So on and so forth. So that's it. You buy buildings, you upgrade them. You do excavations from time to time. I can afford this, so I'm going to go ahead and just buy 100 excavations in one shot. Boom! Which gives you a chance to find rubies. Those are great. They further boost your account. But basically this time it just gave me a bunch of faction coins, which is good, because now I'm going to go to the Royal Exchange. That's one thing I didn't mention, really. And I'm going to put all those excess faction coins, which you can see down here. I've collected over 1 million of each type. Now I'm just going to go to these faction coins, and I am just going to spend all of them. on productivity boosts. And as you can see, my productivity is going up by almost 4,000 for each one of these different categories. So I've just spent all of my faction coins and bam, check it out. Production is up to the VG. That's a lot. That's like 20 groups of 3 zeros plus another 3 zeros. So that's another thing. This game has some silly math in it. It's the type of math that most people will never ever need. Like, you've got these ridiculous like number annotations that just go up into the quadradecadodillions and shit like that. It's crazy. Alright, so more upgrades have unlocked over here, as you can see. Legendary Palace, Hall of Fame increases, base production, Hall of Legends. Obviously, yes please, I want all of these things. Now these things here are just individually buffing different building types, such as, again, farm, inn, blacksmith, slave pen, witch conclave, dark temple, necropolis, evil fortress, hell portal. Increase the production of all buildings made for each excavation you made. That's cool. This is a new one, I think. Or no, I've seen this one before. Yeah, but see, that's cool. There's stuff that's new. Like I didn't have all this when I started playing. This is just all stuff that just unlocks as you play. So, you know, as mentioned in a previous video, that really gives you incentive to just keep playing a game if they just keep throwing new stuff at you to unlock. I just love that shit. Alright, so that's the basic concept of Realm Grinder. It's simple, but it's pretty deep, and I think it's just the fun of just getting everything. There's various challenges and stuff. Example, Elven Challenge. Get more than 400,000 Elven coins in under 1 hour of a new game. And then that would give you the Sun Blessing upgrade. Not exactly sure what that does, but it sounds cool enough. Another upgrade to add to your batch of upgrades. So by doing these challenges, you unlock stuff. By getting these trophies, you unlock stuff. They work just like the challenges, really. It's by just, you know, achieving some simple objective, it unlocks something. So, as you can see, there's all these ones here that I've not even unlocked yet. So the game just gets deeper. Even if the basic premise of the game remains super simple, the game just develops like new layers of depth to it. And it's kind of fun. Like, the excavating didn't exist before, and now there's I have new factions that I haven't even tried yet, mercenaries and stuff. But that's about it. That's my introduction to Realm Grinder. It's pretty fun. It's free to play. You can find it on Steam. It's pretty interesting, and it's like I said before, it's a game that just kind of plays itself. You can forget about it for a few hours and come back to it, and you know, spend your coins and buy a few new buildings, and then you forget about it again for a few hours. And it's just kind of a fun little thing that's just running in the background. So I would recommend checking it out. It's pretty cool. Take a look. Realm Grinder. So that's about that. So please like, comment, subscribe, and well, I guess I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day.